Property matter today. This is important. I usually ask a question like this on quiz tests and the final exam. So every substance on the planet has properties, and we choose to be really good chopstick because you can't taste anything off of it. It's easy. Take a big piece of bamboo and small pieces for chopsticks, and it's heat resistant. So so when you're eating, you can use chopsticks. So it's a property. All this just talked about are the property of bamboo. So how can we describe properties? How can we use properties to describe matter, and how we can classify things? So we can talk about two different types of properties, extensive or intensive properties. So let's talk about those things. So extensive properties are examples like mass is how much stuff is in an object, that's mass. Volume is the shape and how much physical three-dimensional space something takes up, that's volume. We'll use mass and volume a lot in this class. And these are extensive properties because it depends on how much you have. So if you have 1 gram of something, that's a small amount. If you have 1,000 grams, that's a big amount. Those are extensive properties, how much mass, how much volume you have. An intensive property doesn't matter how much you have. So the hardness of a bowling ball, every single place on the bowling ball has the same hardness. That's an intensive property. Why do all samples of a substance have the same intensive properties? So matter that has a uniform and definite composition is called a substance. So these copper kettles are all made of copper. Copper is a substance. Here's a gold example of a substance. So every sample of a given substance has identical intensive properties because every sample has the same composition. So a copper penny physically in Europe and a copper penny in the United States. Copper is the same worldwide, so that has the same identical intensive properties, copper. A physical property is something that can be measured or observed without changing the composition of that substance. So how hard a diamond is, what color copper is, conductivity, malleability, these are all physical properties. And you're measuring these things by doing tests on them, and you don't change the compound at all, the substance at all. So here's some physical properties. These are saying how things melt and boil, what temperatures they melt and what temperatures they boil, what color they are. Those are physical properties. So let's talk about the 3 states of matter. There's 5 states of matter, but we're going to focus mainly on the 3 states of matter that you know best, solid, liquid, and gas. So let's remember solid has a definite shape and a definite volume. You can't compress it very easily. So you know examples of solid like a rock is a solid. This is a crystal of some sort. So crystals are like sodium chloride, that's table salt we have, can be made into shapes like crystals like that. A liquid has an indefinite shape, but it has a fixed volume. So no matter where you pour a cup of water, that's still a cup of water. And then a gas, you can press closer together or let it spread out. So it has an indefinite volume and it has an indefinite shape. It's going to take the shape of whatever container it's in, and you can squeeze it together. So you can take a balloon and squeeze it. That's compressible. So a vapor is another word you might hear. This is the gas state of anything that's normally a liquid or a solid at room temperature. So water is a liquid at room temperature, so it has a vapor. It can be a water vapor. And so how can we classify physical changes? So physical change, some properties of the material change, but the composition of the material doesn't change. This is a cool metal called gallium, and they do magic tricks with this chemical. They turn into like a solid. They'll maybe shape it into the shape of a teaspoon. Then they'll put it in a hot cup of coffee, and it will change into a liquid and disappear into the coffee. So that's like a little chemistry magic trick. And so this is a cool chemical, but we're not changing the gallium, we're just changing what it looks like. We're not changing gallium itself, we're just changing the way it looks, the shape of it. So that's a physical change. So physical changes can be reversible. I can take that gallium liquid that was at the bottom of the coffee cup, I can cool that coffee down, and the gallium will come back to a solid again. And so that's reversible. I can heat it up again and it will melt and then it will come back. So I can change it from liquid to solid, solid to liquid. That's reversible. So changing states is reversible. We can take water and melt it and turn it into liquid. Ice and melt it and turn it into a liquid. We can heat it up some more and turn it into gas. And then we can cool it, go, and it'll turn back into ice. So that's a reversible change. A reversible physical change. But if I cut my hair, that's irreversible. I can't tape the hair back on there and make it the way it was. So that's irreversible physical change. When you crack an egg or cook an egg, when you crack an egg, it's a irreversible physical change. So let's see how you guys do on the quiz today. So let's see what you remember from physical changes. So which of these are extensive? Which of these properties is extensive? There's only one. Do you remember? Let's see. So mass is extensive. It depends on how much you have. So the more you have, the more mass it's going to have. The bigger the number for mass. Just like when you step on the scale and you gain some weight, you have more mass. It's extensive. It depends on how much you've eaten and incorporated into your body. Okay, which property can be observed without changing the composition of a substance? Decide what you think. Do you remember? Let's see. Physical properties can be observed. So like the color, you're not changing it. That's a physical property. Okay, now, which matches the state of matter with the following description? So, we need to know which one is what is, number one, is it solid, liquid, gas? Number two is solid, liquid, gas. Three, solid, liquid, or gas. You read and decide, and then we'll see what the answer is. Alright, have you chosen? Here we go. So, gas takes the volume and shape of a container. Like if you blow into a balloon, it takes that shape of that balloon. A solid has a definite shape and volume because it's like maybe a cube or something like that, so we know its shape volume doesn't change. But liquid has a volume. We know it's a cup of water, but we can pour it out on the counter and it'll have a different shape than it had in the cup. So I hope you did okay on this quiz. I will see you soon. It was good talking to you.